What's going on, guys? If you're like me and are running out of space in your garage, you might want to check out this storage rack that hovers up into the ceiling. I found this on Amazon by a brand named FLEXIMOUNTS, and I have to say the reviews line up with the product results. This storage rack from my Tesla garage holds 300 pounds as it easily raises and lowers with the included hand crank or by attaching your drill to the axle mechanism. As you can see, I did not need a ladder to grab items off the rack from the ceiling. Simply load your desired items at waist height. In this case, my electric lawnmower, retractable garden hose, and grass seed spreader are being stored for the winter, and then use the hand crank or drill to raise it back up into the ceiling. I'm going to show you how to install this as the instructions are pretty straightforward. Looking at the box, you can see the wires are already installed and coiled up ready to unpack. It also has the brackets and screws you'll need to install this into the wooden studs. A big perk in my opinion is the installation template that will tape to the ceiling, allowing us to place the brackets in the correct location. Finally, we have the bottom rack that unfolds for the final installation. First, find your ideal location in the garage and use a stud finder to mark the location of the wooden beams. Next, take your installation template and begin to use the included tape from the package to align it to the desired location. I used a measuring tape to ensure this was even on both sides. This is more of a two-person job, but I was able to install this myself. It just takes some extra time. Next, take the screws from the kit with the washers and align the brackets with the templates and begin to drill these into the wooden studs. You may want to pre-drill the holes ahead of time for an easier installation of these bolts. Once you have all four of these brackets installed, you can take down the template and the tape. I also tightened down these hex bolts down further with my socket wrench to ensure a secure fitting. Next, take the metal rod and slide it into the larger brackets, ensuring the side with the axle connection is on the left. The rod will slide open to reach the other bracket. Take the two bolts and slide it through the rod like so. Also tighten these hex bolts in the bracket. There are two screws for each bracket. This will ensure the rod will stay in place. Unpackage the wiring and cut off the zip ties holding the steel wires together. Neatly unravel the rope and then place the longer sections through the back clips like so. Next, unfold the storage rack and look for the tape that says install this side up. This will indicate you to affix the rods to the bottom part of the rack. Tighten on these hooks, and there are 3 on each side with the lug nuts. Bring the rack over to the hanging ropes and thread the steel hooks through the rack corners on each end. I started to install all 4 corners and then realized the rope was twisted. Please ensure the rope is not tangled before threading these on the rack. When installing these hooks, use the included washers and 2 lug nuts per loop as the instructions state. Bring over the axle and crank hook and install the screw into the rod for the final part of this installation. You also do not have to install this crank hook, and you can just use the drill for a faster process of the raising and lowering of the storage rack. And that's it for the install. Now, from what I learned is that it's best to have some weight on the rack first before you raise it to the ceiling to prevent uneven and tangled wires. To raise the rack, just turn the axle counterclockwise, and to lower it, turn it clockwise. The more weight on the rack, the harder it is to turn to the ceiling. This is why I recommend using a drill, as you can see here, to quickly raise and lower the storage rack to the ceiling. When done raising this to the ceiling, remove the axle and then lock the bracket piece by tapping it with the rod. To lower, repeat the process by unlocking the bracket and then connect the hook to the loop. Not only for lawnmowers and other garden tools, but storage containers too will work with this platform. Pretty much anything you can think of that's under 300 pounds will work. I was pretty impressed with how well this worked, and now I have more space in between the vehicles to walk through now that the lawnmower is out of the way. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. I'll have a link in the description below should you want to install this in your garage. Until the next video, stay safe and I'll catch you in the next one.